So it's time to move on. Our next speaker is Dr. Fahim Afransindi, and he is going to talk about the language that is the thread that connects the hearts of Rumi and Iqbal across centuries. So may I call upon Mr. Dr. Fahim Afransindi. Did I pronounce your name correct?
Absolutely. Okay. Kia ora, assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. It's a privilege for me to be here again for another year. I remember giving a similar presentation in 2022. And as I said, it's a huge privilege for me talking about Iqbal. I remember learning about Iqbal. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Iran, a country where Iqbal is a very, very well-known figure, very well-respected. In fact, he is one of us, someone that we respect a lot. So when I was learning about Iqbal at school back home in Iran, I did not know that I would be talking about Iqbal one day in this part of the world. So that's why I'm very, very privileged. So through this presentation, I'm going to share some of the works of both Iqbal and Rumi, some of the examples, reciting their works, their masterpieces, going through some of the comparisons and also some similarities between the concepts and themes that we can find in the masterpieces of both poets. Do I have a presentation? Okay, fantastic. Right. Let's go to the next one. So I've divided the presentation into three parts, going through three different themes that are visible, evident in both the works of Iqbal and Rumi. So we have Faqr, but by Faqr we're not referring to material, the lack of possessions, the lack of materialistic positions. We're talking about the spiritual poverty and detachment from the world. And then we move on to divine love, and last one but not least, embracing action and purpose in life. Let's have a look at each theme and how they are represented in the works of both poets. So mainly you will hear from what you will hear from me today is mainly recitation or reading of the works of these poets. Let's go. Lovely. All right. Let's hear from Rumi, what he says about the spiritual poverty. فقر را در خواب دیدم دوش من گشتم از خوبی او بیهوش من از جمال و از کمال لطف فقر تا سحرگه بودم مدهوش من فقر را دیدم مثال لعل تازه رنگش گشتم اطلس پوش من. And let's hear from Allama Iqbal. Let's see what he says about spiritual poverty. ز رومی گیر اسرار فقیری که آن فقر است محصول امیری حذر زان فقر و درویشی که از وی رسیدی بر مقام سربزیری. So as we can see, and you read from the translations, although there are lots of concepts and themes from these poets that to me and many of other translators that are they're untranslatable. But anyway, that's what we have. So for both poets, poverty is the state that frees the soul. So we saw from Rumi and his lines that he depicts poverty as a mine of ruby, a rare gem, which is a metaphor for wealth, mirroring Iqbal's idea that spiritual poverty elevates the soul above materialism. Let's move on to divine love. So when we talk about love, wine, cupbearer, we're not talking about materialistic. We're not talking about these items materialistically, but these are divine concepts. Let's hear from Rumi. گفت آن کین دم پذیرد کی بمیرد جان او با خدا باقی بود آن کز خدا مست آمده است. یار ما عشق است و هر کس در جهان یاری گزید کز الست این عشق بی ما و شما مست آمده است. So Rumi's teachings usually revolve around fana or self-annihilation, where one's ego is dissolved in divine love. So this is mainly the core concept in Sufism, and Iqbal drew on it. So what does Iqbal say? We will find out in the next slide. خودی تا گشت مهجور خدایی به فقر آموخت آداب گدایی ز چشم مست رومی وام کردم سروری از مقام کبریایی. I somehow find a difference in some of the thoughts and concepts that Rumi and Iqbal have presented. Of course, we can find similarities, but to me, usually some of these concepts also where they are leading us to, we can find some differences. One of which is in the last part, embracing action and purpose in life. So Rumi and Iqbal view action and purpose as central themes in their works, highlighting their unique approaches and the way they inspire a life of acting survival. Both poets encourage us to embrace life's challenges and push beyond ordinary limits, but they have distinct perspectives on what it means to live purposefully. Let's hear from Rumi on this. مرد غرقه گشت جانی می کند دست را در هر گیاهی می زند تا کدامش دست گیرد در خطر دست و پایی می زند از بیم سر دوست دارد یار این آشفتگی دوست دارد یار این آشفتگی کوشش بیهوده به از خفتگی. And the last part, hearing from Allama Iqbal, where he tells us, ز انجم تا به انجم صد جهان بود خرد هر جا که پر زد آسمان بود ولیکن چون به خود نگریستم من کران بی کران در من نهان بود. Now the question is, what is the difference? Technology is not helping me to bring my notes. Okay. So in these verses that we saw, Iqbal emphasizes the boundless potential within each individual. He sees life as a journey that extends far beyond what is visible to us. For Iqbal, this is the key part. Reason and intellect are important, represented by the expansive sky. However, what he wants us to find out more is the indefinite worlds within ourselves. Whereas in Rumi's works, he wants us to mainly focus on how we can develop a relationship with God, and that's divine love. So I thought today it would be very good to share masterpieces with you today. However, I remember in 2022, I talked about my favorite poem of Rumi and Iqbal. And to be perfectly honest, I cannot finish my presentation today without reading that piece for you. So I really want to share that feeling with everyone today. Dr. Fayaz read some of the works of Rumi, and now I'm going to read some of my favorite piece of Rumi and Iqbal for you. The title of this poem is Shaheen o Mahi, the eagle and the fish. ماهی بچه‌ای شوخ به شاهین بچه‌ای گفت این سلسله موج که بینی همه دریاست دارای نهنگان خروشنده تر از میغ در سینه او دیده و نادیده بلاهاست با سیل گران سنگ زمین گیر و سبکخیز با گوهر تا بنده و با لؤلؤ لالاست بیرون نتوان رفت ز سیل همه گیرش بالای سر ماست ته پاست همه جاست هر لحظه جوان است و روان است و دوان است از گردش ایام نه افزون شده نه کاست ماهی بچه را سوز سخن چهره برافروخت شاهین بچه خندید و ز ساحل به هوا خواست زد بانگ که شاهی نم و کارم به زمین چیست صحراست که دریاست ته بال و پر ماست The sun enough.
So this was Dr. Fahim walking us through works of Rumi and Dr. Iqbal. So